thank you for being here. This interview is part of a project that, well, I was entitled to start thanks to a small fund of the Ministry of Culture here in Costa Rica. And I just thought that my idea with these interviews is to start collecting and meeting people that are working with the somatic practices to try to, find some solutions in this context, something like that. Yeah. So my name is Laura Cruz. I'm somatics practitioner and movement artist.
I think it's unknown. People hear the word somatic movement or somatic practice, and it's like, well, what does that really mean?
Exactly, yeah.
I don't know, maybe we could talk about that a little bit. Like, what does it even mean to be somatic? Because at this point, right, we see that the somatic way is in, I mean, it's in movement education, it's in psychotherapy, it's in social justice and change theories, it's in body work, it's in activism. You know, we see this word somatic. Not the word, I mean, we see the word, but we see this approach, this kind of inquiry, you know, somatic really showing up in many, many different fields. And when I think about, you know, what is somatic primarily, it has to do with really bringing ourselves into the process. So bringing our inner lived experience into the process of whatever it is we're invested in. And, you know, there's, you know, some people who will use the word embodiment and somatic as kind of synonymous. And when I think about that, then I kind of go, okay, how would I define embodiment? Well, I define embodiment as the ability to be in relationship with you while still being in an authentic relationship with myself. So then to go further, I think what the somatic work does for us, one of the key things is it teaches us how to track our experience, to track our sensations, to track what's happening in my experience while I'm with you. So to notice, for example, if I am rising into a defense response. To notice if I'm beginning to get uncomfortable or charged, and maybe there's a you know, bias coming into my thought stream. And what this allows us to do when we start to know how to track ourselves over time, we can then choose how we act.
Exactly, yeah.
And I think that's really, really what we're talking about here when we're looking at more the social dynamic is learning somatic practices that help us learn the nature of ourselves so that we can create more conscious action in the world.
Beautiful, yeah. Thank you for that. Yeah, I totally agree.
I'm thinking about where to start, where to begin with somatic work so that somebody can have a global shift, right? A whole body shift in their emotional, their mental, their physical state. I call that natural being, which is, you know, I kind of talk about it as feeling mentally calm, emotionally steady, and physically grounded. But, you know, I think largely when it comes to teaching or guiding movement or going into a movement practice, again, I'm going to say it's bringing, if you're going into movement, you know, you are going to the gym, you are going to the ocean, is to really bring your whole self there and to really experience the pleasure of it, to feel it, you know, to check in with yourself. Oh, there I am breathing. Oh, there's the ground. Oh, how's the movement, you know, organizing me on the inside? I mean, just to really involve your living body, you know, to kind of take your mind and go, all right, mind, I'm going to put you in the back seat. You get to witness now for a little bit. I'm going to really take my thinking mind and use it to witness my body experience. And then for those of us that are teachers, or when we're looking for classes to go to, one of the most, I mean, Yeah, powerful things we can offer as a teacher is to invite people into making choices and being responsible in their movement instead of do this, do that, make this shape, move here, this, really inviting people to find the inner movement, to make choices about, well, should my leg be here or should it be here? Well, I don't know. What's the difference? What if I try it this way? What if I try it that way?
Mhm. Do you think the somatic work is accessible for everybody then?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've taught somatic inquiry and approaches to every age person, and to those that are very, very athletic and fit or artistic, and to those who are very sedentary, to some people who can't walk, to
Yeah.
others who can't hardly stand. Um,
Mm.
but part of that again is that if we're going to guide somatic practice, we need to, our intention is to meet the person where they're at and to
Yeah.
help them find their entry point.
Yeah.
Because really the Soma, I mean, what is the Soma? The Soma is our personal consciousness. It is our inner lived us experience, and it's the birthright to each and every person. So it's not so much that somebody needs to learn their Soma. It's almost like uncovering it, like remembering. Ah, you've always had it.
Always had it. It's just there waiting.
Yeah, exactly.